imagine I'm a normie. I'm a normie American. I'm sitting here. I've got a high, maybe I'm an upper class normie, right? Let's say I've got a high paying professional degree and job. I've got a nice house, but I've got a big mortgage on it. The price of my house goes up every year, but I've got a good credit score, so I can just borrow lots of money. And the real debt burden for me continues to go down because I'm borrowing stronger dollars and paying back weaker dollars over time. My income goes up because I'm good at my job and I get a raise that tracks inflation roughly. Like, how is that system rigged against me? It sounds pretty good to me on the surface. So
you go to your corner store and it's looted by a whole bunch of people that are stealing stuff. Mm-hmm. You walk down the street and there's drugs and chaos everywhere. Mm-hmm. You're scared to come out of your house because crime is increasing in your city at a crazy rate, and you believe you're insulated from that because quite honestly, you've stolen the money from them, and so your life is not like, and I know lots of these people, and they're scared to death. Mm-hmm. And it's getting worse and worse, and they think there's a resolve inside those people, right? And those people are the bad ones, and they do the exact same thing as the other side. Mm-hmm. Those people are the bad ones, and it rips apart society, and it feeds on their fear. So yeah, their life is you can't build walls high enough. You cannot build up walls high enough onto a system like this. Let's actually, let's take this in a different way. I haven't said this on a podcast before, so it might be interesting for people. If prices fall to the marginal cost of production and AI is free, and gene editing will be free, and printing technology, printing drones will be free, and printing weapons will be free, and weapons that we can't even imagine.
And when you say free, you mean nearly free or absolutely free?
AI is free.
Close. Yeah. Okay.
It's like I run a whole bunch of models on my computer that are completely free. If the internet goes down, I still have the world's intelligence on my computer.
Got it. Okay.
Right? So, and some of these other things nearly free.
Yeah.
Right. So. Imagine creating a system of control so dystopian as prices are falling and falling and falling. Wouldn't you encourage all of the things you were most scared of by society? Wouldn't you encourage somebody that if they had no hope to release terrible things, wouldn't you actually make the thing you're scared of happen? Of course you would. And so, especially if there's billions of people missing out because you've stolen that from, and so they will rise up. They will use the same technology that you're using to control them to wipe you out.
Wow. Okay. So this then goes way deeper than just financial inequality, right? Or even financial repercussions. You're talking about money more as something like providing the integrity of social fabric.
Yeah, of course. It would have to, because again, if we trade with each other all over the world to gain more value, and the thing we do that with
stops working
is manipulated. Yeah. Then all of those trades would be manipulated to the result of who's manipulating the trade.
Right.
And so this. And when I think about Bitcoin, when I say it's an open, decentralized, secure protocol bounded by energy, it's imposing this discipline on the world. It's imposing, if you measure in Bitcoin, prices do fall. And they continue to fall, and they will forever. In other words, what Bitcoin is describing is the first global free market that's ever existed. That's what it's describing. And it's
an ideal made real.
It's ideal made real. Yeah. It's something we could never do before because our own personal incentives or the broad majority of society could cheat others in a zero-sum game.
So can we unpack that then? Yeah. Because all right. So broadly, if we each individually pursue our own self-interest and we respect the private person and property of others, then we get this ideal global free market where we're all competing to solve one another's problems better, faster, cheaper. The net result of that is prices in aggregate declining over time, standards of living rising in tandem. That's all well and good.
And faster, not just because of AI, because we've unlocked more global minds to contribute for us.
Right. More hands, more minds. Many hands make light work. Many minds make even lighter work. Yeah. Like we're collaborating optimally, I guess would be the punchline for like an actual global free market. However, somehow that pursuit of individual self-interest did not lead us to that ideal world. We ended up in this central banking world.
Yeah, only because of the control of money.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to tease out here. Is like how did individual self-interest get perverted along the way and lead us, prior to Bitcoin, it led us into this manipulated money world. How did that happen?
Well, if you knew you could control money, let's imagine you knew everything we're talking about right now, and most people didn't, right? And that would be,
which is the case.
It's the case right now.
Yeah.
And you could you have them believe that your currency should have inflation in it, that was better for them. That and then a lot of people would do that, right? And if you could, if it, and it's way like it going back through time, right? The maybe because there was no Bitcoin. Maybe because we traded gold at centralized, we invaded others to steal their gold to be able to, then we repriced gold. Maybe it needed to go through all of these, us cheating each other to get to a spot where we didn't need to anymore. Right. That we finally found this. But if you talk about us finding Bitcoin in 2017, think about in 1992 on the cryptographers mailing list. I think there were 70 people on that list. And those cypherpunks knew what we're saying now, then.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
And so when I think of heroes and I think of people that were wrestling with these challenges and then in all the failures in there too, created what is Bitcoin. So we just measure Bitcoin as like it was a success all of it.
Right.
It wouldn't look like that without all the failures and tries and tests and everything else. And each time that was happening, more and more people grew aware of the problem.
Yes.
And then Bitcoin offered a way for people to contribute themselves into it, run a node themselves, build and now if you look at just from 1992 to now, if you think about the number of people who know now, and it's expanding and expanding and expanding, then what will that look like in 5 years as we become more knowledgeable on this? And so it's just going to continue to, but that's how and if you think, why would it look like this? 1992 especially, and then it went 2009 Bitcoin at the same time that technology was speeding up. And you would have this Orwellian dystopian control system. If you just went from free market principles, it's because the world needed it.
Yeah, right.
And this other system would be so scarce and so chaotic and so brutal that some people started to see it.
Right.
And people saw it before, right? Hayek saw it before.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla saw it before. Henry Ford saw it before. Yeah. Bright lights throughout time had always seen it, but they couldn't put it together.
Right.
Until, and so why would it come together at that time? Same reason why fertilizer came together when we needed it most. because
necessity is the mother of invention.
Necessity and the critical need, and people are out on that edge, and they look like crazies. Yeah. Right. And they're out on that edge, telling the world what it needs before the world needs to know it. And then entrepreneurs go in and do that. It creates an incentive to create more. And that, we're so still early on Bitcoin, but it follows the same principle as abundance has always followed. Yeah. And it just, I believe this time can free us from the worst of us forever.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money. and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.